This past Sunday evening, ABC premiered a new fictional television drama called Resurrection. And as a pastor, I thought maybe I should watch that. For those of you who didn't see it, the episode was about an 8-year-old boy named Jacob, who died 32 years earlier, but who comes back to life and sees his family and friends in his hometown. He's still 8, but everyone else has aged with time. Of course, his parents are shocked. His cousin has become the doctor who examines him, but who can't hear his heart beating when she does, and yet there he is, alive and well. His uncle is the town sheriff who investigated his drowning 32 years earlier. And his best friend growing up is now the pastor of the church in town. Near the end of the show, there was a conversation that caught my attention. Jacob's dad was sitting in the cemetery by his grave, and he was obviously struggling to wrap his head around all of the events of the past few days. Then the immigration and customs agent who had brought Jacob home to him came up and said, "I saw your face the moment you saw him. You believed." Believed what? The impossible? That he's not there in that vault where I laid him 32 years ago? Maybe you're missing the question, the agent said. Do you want to believe? In today's gospel, Nicodemus comes to Jesus at night. He comes with some preconceived notions of who Jesus is. "We know that you are a teacher come from God," he says. But then as the conversation continues, Nicodemus keeps throwing in all of these questions. How can anyone be born after having grown old? Can one enter a second time into the mother's womb and be born? How can these things be? After all of these questions from Nicodemus, I'm left wondering if what Nicodemus knows to be true is getting in the way of seeing who is seated across the table from him. Maybe like the dad in Resurrection, Nicodemus was missing the big question. Does he want? Sometimes I wonder if we are a little like Nicodemus. We get so caught up in what we know to be true that we miss the Spirit blowing in among us. A few years ago, when Laura and I were returning from a trip, I was picking up our luggage from the baggage carousel at the Tulsa airport, when a man suddenly stood next to me and out of the blue asked me, "Have you been born again?" Don't get me wrong, this is not the first time that I've ever been asked that question. But there I was, waiting for my bags. So I told him without hesitation, "Yes, every day in the waters of baptism." That, of course, was not the answer this gentleman was looking for. So he began to witness to me, telling me what it meant to be born again, or at least what he meant by it. And that it really didn't count if I couldn't give him an exact day and hour when I was born again. Finally, he got around to asking me what I did for a living. And I told him, "I'm the pastor of Joy Lutheran Church on 101st and Yale. You should come by and visit us sometime." You know, he hasn't come by to visit yet. It's been about 5 years. I don't think he's coming. I doubt it's because he's changed his views. Rather, I suspect he doesn't know what to make of me because I didn't look or respond like a pastor should at least in his expectations, to all of his questions, to what he knew to be true. Of course, the same thing could be said of all of us. Can you think of a time in your own life when you've known something to be true that in retrospect might have gotten in the way of you believing that God was at work right there in front of you? Nicodemus comes to Jesus because he believes he's a rabbi, a teacher, that he has some information to share with Nicodemus. But Jesus changes the conversation. He doesn't have information to give. He has a life to live. And he calls Nicodemus and all of us to live with him. The question is, do we want to believe? The pastor in Resurrection finds himself confronted with that same choice. I've been preaching the miracles of God for 10 years, and now one happens right in front of me. And can I believe it? How am I going to preach in front of all of these people today? He asks his wife. And she tells him, you don't need to have all the answers. That's not your job. Comfort those who have questions. I imagine Nicodemus left with more questions than answers. Later on in John's Gospel, when his fellow leaders demanded Jesus be arrested and silenced, Nicodemus reappears, advocating that they give Jesus a fair trial. When Jesus is finally arrested and executed, no, we hear nothing from Nicodemus at all. Finally, raised up on a cross, Jesus gives up his spirit and is pierced with a spear, and water empties from his side. Spirit and water flow from his side. Only then, after Jesus is taken off the cross, does Nicodemus come again to visit Jesus, not to talk with him, but to bury the one who gave his water and spirit, so that Nicodemus might be healed. That's the good news. God doesn't send the Son into the world in response to our belief. It's not that we have to first believe in order for God to act. God acts so that we might come to believe. Indeed, God confronts us with miracles every day. In the mystery of sacraments, where ordinary bread and wine become his body and blood, where water and word become our baptism of rebirth, where the smiles of children and maybe even the gestures of strangers remind us that Jesus is with us always, even to the end of the day. The list of miracles could go on and on for each one of us. The question is, do we believe? Do we want to believe? Are we ready to see Jesus in our lives? Are we ready to be Jesus for others? That's one decision that Jesus can't make for us. He doesn't give us the answers, and he doesn't make us ready. But when we're ready, when we want to, he shows us on the cross that God so loved the world, he gave his only Son, so that everyone who believes in him may not